Late winter into spring is a very popular time for people to be adopting new pets. So I've had a lot of people reaching out to me recently about homemade training treats for dogs. They're looking for something that's going to be low in calories because you're going to be feeding a lot of them and you don't want to add a bunch of unnecessary calories to your pet's diet, but also something that's going to be healthy and add a little bit of a nutritional boost, as well as being tasty for your pup. So this is my favorite recipe for homemade training treats. We use these quite a bit in our house. My dogs are all older, but we do some different types of training, nose work and agility work, just to keep them busy and to give them something to stimulate them and to promote mental health for them. So we do a lot of training pretty much year round, and I use these treats quite often. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And while that's preheating, I'm gonna work on making my dough. My first ingredient is whole wheat flour. I need 2.5 cups. I'm gonna add 2/3 of a cup of canned pumpkin. You wanna make sure that you get 100% canned pumpkin and not the pumpkin pie filling. The pumpkin pie filling has sugar and other artificial ingredients that your dog doesn't need. We also need 3 tablespoons of peanut butter, and you can warm that up in the microwave for about 20 seconds. If you want to melt it a little bit, make it easier to stir in. And then the final ingredient is 2 eggs. I'm just going to combine all of this until it makes a nice dough, and then we're going to roll it out to make our homemade dog treats. I have my dough here. It should be a little bit moist, not sticky enough that it's sticking to your fingers. You can see it's not sticking to my hands at all. And you don't want it to be crumbly. So if you need to add just a little bit of flour to make it a little bit drier, or a little bit more water, a little tiny bit of water to make it, a little bit more moist so it's not flaky and crumbly, you can do that. Once you have your dough finished, you're gonna roll it out on a floured surface, and you want the dough to be very thin. These are just training treats. We want to make these thin and little so that we can use lots of them in one day. So you're going to keep rolling until your dough is about no more than 1/4 of an inch thick. I would say about 1/8 of an inch thick if possible. Now that you have the dough all rolled out, you're going to take a pizza cutter and you're gonna cut it into squares about the size of the nail on your pinky finger. So these are gonna be really small treats. This recipe is gonna make probably 200 to 250 treats. So you will be able to use these for quite a long time in your training. And as I said, they're very low in calories, so you don't have to worry about overloading your dog's diet with unnecessary calories that he's not going to need and is just going to store and turn into fat. These are gonna be healthy treats. They're gonna provide a little bit of nutrition, and they're gonna be a yummy snack for your pup while you're training. Once you have them cut into the little squares, you're just going to place them on an ungreased cookie sheet. These aren't going to expand at all, so you're just going to do a single layer of the treats, and you're going to bake them in your 350-degree oven for about 25 minutes. They're going to be nice and crispy, perfect training treats. Obviously, this is a lot of treats, so for storage information and all the nutritional facts, just click the link below this recipe. It's going to take you to my written recipe. Again, I talk about how to store them, the nutritional information, the guidelines for serving them to your pup, and it's also really easy to print the recipe from our website. So if you want to keep this recipe on hand to make later down the road, you can do that as well right there really easily. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to email me. Thanks for watching this video recipe.